My name is Apostle Talent Chiwenga. I'm sure everyone knows me. Today is what, 11?
No, 18.
Today is 11 June.
18.
13 to June 2019. I'm recording this video because I'm just about to go into theater to go through a surgery. I sustained a concussion on my head. I also have a broken arm, broken fingers, broken ribs. I was involved in an accident while driving from South Africa to Harare. We had gone to do services. We did a service on Saturday and then in Joburg, and then another service on Sunday in Pretoria. There were 4 of us, my wife, Mrs. Vurumuk, and Babaganyuch. When we came into Mashingo, one of our fan builds broke up. So we spent 3 hours in Mashingo from around 4 to 7:30 fixing that problem. As soon as we had replaced the car with the fan build, we started to drive. So I said to Babaganyuch, he was the one driving. He drove us from Joburg up to Mashingo. So I said to him, let me just drive until the toll gate to find out if the problem had rectified, because before we replaced the fan build, there was a funny sound coming. Soon after I drove, I then realized that the sound was no longer coming out. The car was driving well. After the toll gate, Babaganyuch said, let me drive. But I said to him, you can't drive, because from Mashingo to the toll gate towards Harare, from Mashingo, he had slept. And I felt that he was not in a position to drive, so I took over. When I drove around 20 kilometers away from the toll gate, I looked around and saw that everyone else was asleep except myself. As I drove, I was using an average speed of 100 kilometers. The maximum speed I drove for was 120. I did this because the fan board that we had replaced was not a new one. So it was not wise for us to drive in a faster speed than that, because the fan board was also going to get broken. We only wanted to arrive to Harare so that we can buy stronger, brand new fan builds. So while I was driving, I saw a car coming from the opposite direction. I was going to Harare. It was coming from Harare side. That car swerved into my lane, and I flashed him with my headlamps to show him that he was doing something wrong. So he went back to his lane. He drove for about 10 meters towards me, and this time he just swerved back onto my lane, appearing like he wanted to have a great one collision with me. I flashed him several times. I rang my hooter, but he didn't show any signs that he was going back to his lane. Instead of going to his lane, I was afraid that I was going to come back to my lane, and he was going to hit me by my side, and the car was going to overturn more times. I also wanted to avoid a head-on, because it would have been more fatal. The car's front looked like a Toyota one-ton truck or a Toyota Hilux or a Ford T6, I don't know. We were driving, and so I couldn't, facing each other, I couldn't see the exact details concerning the car, but it had a bumper on it. I remember the bumper. It had round headlamps and some few yellow lamps on top of the roof. It could not have been a smaller car. When I tried to avoid him by going extreme left outside the road, there was no road there. So both my wheels, front and rear, left, got into something that looked like a hump or a ditch. So the car had a great noisy bump, and then it went back to the road. At that point, I realized that I was no longer in control. The steering was more loose than it usually is. When you went into the road, it crossed again the road to face directly to a tree, which I knew that if I don't do something, we were going to hit against that tree, and it was also going to be unsafe for us. So when I tried to turn the car to come back, avoiding that tree, because of whatever had happened, I think one of those wheels was no longer in its right shape. The car overturned. That was the last time I remember what happened. I think it was about an hour later when I woke up. A lot of people were gathered around the car. The person close to me was Abakanyuchi, my wife and my Furumuku. I didn't see them. Abakanyuchi said to me, Apostle, don't mention your name. They are still here. That's what he said. So he was wet. His whole head was wet. But those that were assisting us, they said the blood on Babakanyuchi's head was not his. He was not bleeding. I was the one who was bleeding. So they then looked for axes. They hit the car until they were able to take me out. They rushed me to the hospital where I am right now. It is sad to realize that all my colleagues have lost their lives. My wife, my Furumuk, and Bakanyuchi. And I can assure you that this was not an ordinary accident. When they arrived at Zimura border, border post, they took my passport and they went away for it for about 2.5 minutes. The immigration officer was saying that he wanted to use another scanner because this scanner was no longer working. But I saw that it was a lie. Because before I went there, the person in front of me, he went to him and used his scanner to assist him and to put the stamp on the passport. And when he stamped my passport from another friend of his station, I also saw that after me, he went back to use his scanner. My suspicion is that there are people who knew that we had gone to South Africa and they're waiting for us. And those guys wanted to see if they can be able to inform anybody, whoever it was, that we were now at the border. When the car broke down, when we were trying to change the fan belt at Mashingo, at engine service station,